My boss texted, "Don't come to work. HR discovered your fake degree." I was in the middle of making coffee when my phone buzzed. It was a text from my boss. "Don't come to work. HR discovered your fake degree." For a moment, I thought it had to be some kind of prank. My degree wasn't fake. I'd spent years working toward it, student loans piling up like bricks on my back. The text hit me like a brick. I stood in my kitchen, phone in hand, reading it over and over, trying to process the words. HR had never once called me in, never questioned my credentials, never sent an email asking for clarification. Nothing. And now suddenly I was being accused of faking my education. I called my boss immediately, but he didn't pick up. Straight to voicemail. I tried again. Same thing. Then I called HR directly, but the receptionist told me they weren't available and would be in touch. That's corporate speak for "we're going to drag this out while we dig into your life." I pulled out the folder where I kept copies of all my important documents. My diploma, transcripts, acceptance letters, everything. I flipped through them, my hands shaking, half expecting to see some glaring mistake that had gone unnoticed for years. But it was all there. My degree in business administration, sealed and signed, the same one I'd walked across the stage to receive. By noon, the emails started coming. HR requested verification of educational history. They wanted official transcripts sent directly from the university. I called my old school right away. The registrar's office confirmed I graduated, confirmed my records were intact, and said they'd send everything over immediately. I thought that would clear it up. The next morning, I tried to log into my work account and found myself locked out. Badge access was cut too. It felt like being erased in real time. I drove to the office anyway, desperate to clear my name, but security stopped me in the lobby. They had my name on a list and told me I wasn't allowed upstairs. I just stood there, humiliated, coworkers walking by with sidelong glances, whispers following me out the door. 2 days later, HR finally scheduled a call. I joined with my heart pounding, prepared to defend myself. On the other side were 2 HR reps and my boss, his tone clipped and cold. They told me the background check company they used had flagged my degree as invalid. According to their records, my university had no record of me graduating. I felt like the ground disappeared beneath me. I explained everything, told them I had my diploma in hand, that the registrar's office had confirmed my graduation, that transcripts were already on the way. HR acted skeptical, as if I was making it all up. My boss barely looked at me. The call ended with them saying I was suspended pending further investigation. That week was hell. I kept calling the university, begging them to expedite the transcript delivery. They assured me it had been sent out overnight, but HR claimed they hadn't received anything. Days stretched into weeks, and in the meantime, my paycheck stopped. Rent was due, bills piled up, and I found myself dipping into the little savings I had. Finally, nearly a month later, HR called again. They admitted the issue was a clerical error on the background check company's part. My university had confirmed everything. I hadn't faked anything. I was cleared to return to work, but the damage was already done. My reputation had taken a massive hit. Rumors had spread through the office. Some coworkers looked at me differently, whispered about the guy who got caught lying on his resume. My boss didn't apologize. He didn't even acknowledge the mistake beyond a flat, "Glad this is resolved." I went back for a week, but something in me had shifted. I couldn't shake the humiliation of being branded a liar, of being locked out of my workplace like a criminal, of having to beg to prove my own education was real. Every time I sat at my desk, I felt eyes on me. Every laugh across the room felt like it was about me. So I quit, quietly, without a scene. I typed up my resignation letter, cleared out my desk, and walked out for the last time. HR didn't care. My boss didn't blink, but I left knowing I couldn't work for a company that would treat someone like that would throw them to the wolves over an error they couldn't even bother to double check before ruining someone's livelihood. I still keep the diploma framed in my apartment, not as a reminder of my education, but as proof that I wasn't crazy, proof that I wasn't a liar, proof that I went through all that for nothing more than an administrative screw-up. And every time I look at it, I remember that morning, coffee half poured, phone buzzing, and a single text message that turned my world upside down.